Rishi, it's a pleasure to welcome you.
Thank you.
You know, when we look at people like you, look like you're just out of college now, but this is already your second company. And you were just telling me the first company you built was acquired by Palo Alto Networks for 560 million, is that right?
That's right.
Wow. So, out the bat, first question, how does it make you feel to exit at that level and then come back and start working for the next one?
So I think the way I feel it is, if you want to do 0 to 1, you need to come back to 0. So how I feel is I'm back at the ground level. I'm back on the treadmill, running fast, winning every customer. So very excited. Startups are not easy, I say, but at the same time, supercharged to go back and build something substantial once again.
I want to continue on this thread. How much of a clean slate would you need for the second one, or just because you had exited at such a high valuation and you had the experience? How much easier it is? So what parts are easy, what parts are the same?
That's an excellent question, and I get asked this quite often. So I think what's easy, definitely easier than the first time, is fundraising, because you have credibility. So I think that becomes a little easier. You also know some of the mistakes you made previously, so you don't want to make those mistakes again. But then some aspects are still the same. Product discovery, understanding your customer, selling to that first customer, going through the product growth, those are all the same. And I think to me, it's almost, if you do not go back to the basics in the second one, you don't succeed in the second one, because the product is different, market is different, and the times have changed. If you look at over the last 4 years since Demisto was acquired, the buying patterns have changed, the product space has changed. So you need to go back to the basics in some senses.
One of the other fundamentals is having the right team. It's very, very important. You have to glue it together. I know it has an advantage because you've done the first one, but it's not always necessary the same people will come back to you.
Yeah.
So building the right team, so your advice on that?
So critical. I'm a firm believer. Even in the first one, I said team first, idea later. I'm not about, hey, I have this idea, let's go build it. And says we have the right team now. Figure out what does the customer need, what does the market need. Fortunate to get the same team together, same founders, brought them together. We know each other so well. We know what is the other person going to say next. What are they going to eat for lunch, to that level. So no, team is critical. And I think team is critical because I think if you look at the startup, you are spending 18 hours with that person, if not more, day in and day out, figuring out the customer's problem. So you really need to be able to work with your co-founders, work with your team. So critical.
Finally then, in terms of understanding your market space, wanted to learn from you, what are the opportunities you see with your current company?
Yeah, so I think understanding your customer, understanding your market space is super critical. The way we see with Descope, one of the biggest challenge which has not been solved in the market today is what I call customer identity. Everybody knows multiple companies, including Okta, which has solved the workforce identity, employee identity. But who is managing the customer identity? If you're a large e-commerce company, how do you log your customers in? How do you onboard them? Is it easy enough? Do they forget the password? So one opportunity is like, can we take the word passwordless? Can we enable biometric authentication for every one of us? I'll be happy if I don't have to use passwords ever again in my life. So that's one opportunity. Second is, on the B2B side, can we create amazing experiences for their customers so that the login experience is secure and easy? So that's, I think, to me, from my perspective, we are getting into the world which is more and more digital. Can we simplify the digital experiences for the customers?
Great answers. Thank you for that. I think you said the first one was 560. I think the least we can expect is 2x or the first one when you exit, or more.
No, come on, more, way more.
Great.
Not going to put a number, but way more.
I'm rooting for you like everybody else. Thank you so much and wishing you the very best.
Thanks a lot.